Hi everyone, welcome again to another session of G9ija TV News Review, our episode 14. My name is Olatunde. So we have a number of events, news that actually came up today that we'll be going through. So let's get started. The first news that we got is about the Akwa Ibom governor, Eno, speaks about marrying after wife's death. Um, so let me just share this. What exactly it says in details, because I'm sure so many people will be wondering why he's already talking about anything, in relation to that, you know. So it says, what we've got here is that Governor Yumo, of Akwa Ibom State, I said that he's not considering remarrying anytime soon, citing financial constraints as the main reason, which is a joke. The governor's statement comes amid speculation about his personal life following the passing of his wife, Mrs. Patient Umoeno, in September. During a condolence visit by the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, Governor Eno jokingly said, "I'm not considering remarrying anytime soon. I don't have the money to pay another bride price." The late Mrs. Patient Umoeno was known for our philanthropic work, particularly through our Golden Initiative for All project. Our legacy is expected to be continued through their daughter, Helen Eno Obarike, who has been appointed as the new First Lady of Akwa Ibom, which is really sweet. You know, it's a sad thing, really, to actually lose one spouse. There can never be any easy way around it. And there was one thing he actually spoke. There was one thing that I think there was a video that I actually heard. Well, I saw the video, and what he said was really touching. Said he actually knew her from they met when she was actually 19 and he was 22. So they've been together for a very long time. And so I think that's the first time I actually realized that the wife is actually Yoruba. So, which is, doesn't really matter anyway, but it's just so touching, just describe her by her Yoruba name, you know. And this just goes to show that these people were really, really close. One of the most important thing that I found out is that, when people talk about how long they've been together, so you always look at it that it's not so much about the length of time, but the quality of time. So my prayer is just that the governor really, God will give him the strength to be able to build laws. It seems to be doing quite well. And then he's actually appointed their daughter to actually take her place as the new first lady of Akwa Ibom State. So I just really wish the governor, all the very best, that God will continue to strengthen him. So moving on to the next story. The next story is about Daddy Gio, is um, the general overseer of the RCCG, the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Um, One of the things I actually found out about this story is it shows that men of God who are really genuine um, are not perfect. Perfect in the sense that there might be some things they sincerely actually believe, which is really close to what the beliefs are. In this case, yeah, I'm actually talking about in regards to tithing. I think there was a time that he actually did share this story. Basically, always if you don't pay your tithe, you won't make heaven. And the GO actually come out to apologize for saying it is impossible to make heaven without paying tithe. And this is the story on G9ija.com. It says the general overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church, Pastor Enoch, apologized for saying that Christians who don't pay tithe might not make heaven. The cleric who had previously claimed that paying tithe was one of the prerequisites to heaven apologized for the comment while addressing his congregation recently in a video making the rounds on the internet, describing his earlier claim as a mistake. Um, Pastor Adeboye said the Bible never said such. Emphasized that the Bible says peaceful and holy living are the prerequisite for making heaven. I apologize for saying if you don't pay tithes, you might not make it to heaven. I am sorry that's wrong and it's not in the Bible. What the Bible says is follow peace with all men and holiness, that which no man shall see God, he said. That is one of the key characteristics of, a powerful man of God. The ability is not, you know, some people will be like, no, I can do that. Might try to justify it, even though they are actually aware of the error of that statement. And but as a true man of God, he has demonstrated that he is not really trying to cover his image, that is all about serving God. And that is exactly what he has done here. He's come out clean to say that definitely it's not in the Bible, that's not what it says. I made a mistake, and and he has apologized for it, which is exceptional. Those are the kind of things you know about genuine men of God. The fake men of God will come out trying to defend their position because it's all about their reputation, not about God. Genuine men of God are sent by God, they didn't send themselves, so they don't have any protection to protect. You can say whatever you like with them, as you can see with what happened with Christ. They said all sorts of things about him, never said the word. So this is really commendable, and I think we as Christians as well can actually take borrow from that. When we do get it wrong, we come out, hands up and just say, we missed it, sorry, you apologize, and that's it. That is what is expected. He has shown us the way, and that is really commendable. So moving swiftly on, um there's an election going on in Cross River State. Like they said when two is it like elephants when elephants fight, they say it's the grass that actually suffer. Now that's the case of River State. There's a local government election ongoing in River State, and there's been all sorts of crazy violence, just ongoing at the moment. Let me share this very quickly. uh, this is something about between the incumbent governor Fubara and the former governor of the state, Wike, who's I think presently, shall I say, the governor to the FCT Abuja. And there's this power tussle that is actually going on, and I just don't think this is really right. I won't pretend that I actually know the genesis of it, but the truth of the matter is that there's the current governor that is there, and part of the understanding that I have is that the current governor, you know, wants to really stand on his own. So the governor has got, so there's this thing about control, and with the former governor trying to impose his godfatherism power, and the present governor basically is like he's not having it, and he feels that he has to do what is best for for the state. I'm not really going to dwell too much on that, but I think one thing that people who plan on being in government in the future, yes, I guess there's some advantage to having somebody, who have an oversight over you, in pursuit of your political interest. But always remember that most of the time, these people would always come back for their pound of flesh. That means that they're going to say, well, we'll put you there, especially where we've had some governors, in the south where this has happened in the past. Former governor of can't remember which state now, who happens to be a federal minister under the regime of President Buhari, Ingige. That was what happened. I remember when he was governor. So he decided that okay, he has his people's, you know, um, he has this compassion for them, and he has these plans, in place for his people that he wants to serve them. But unfortunately, the thing about it is that, but he has some people that sponsored him, spent money and things. Well, so when you allow people to spend money, invest in your political projects, and then everything manifests, what do you expect is going to happen? You can't just, right? You promise them all sorts of things, you sworn an oath, all sort of ungodly thing has been done. Then those guys are there. It's a bit like somebody that actually goes to the devil and say, look, if you make me a governor, I'll make sure that they will do all sorts of things that will serve you. Then you now get there, you now say, oh, you know what? You are now a changed person. That you are now a changed person, that you don't want to do that sort of thing. And there you actually ride on the back of that person, except God saves you. That's the only thing I can say. And that seems to be the story that we've got on here. Now, during this local government election, there's a lot of things that's been happening. In terms of there's a lot of things that's been happening in relation to um, basically in relation to the local government election, and so there's a lot of violence. So the supporters of Wiki have been accused. They've been accused that they've been doing, breaking into cars that belong to journalists, destroying their equipment. No, let's watch the video quickly.
Oh, they go. They break our camera. They break 9News camera. See, let me see.
See the stone where they use.
Where is the stone? One, okay.
The stone there, okay. See the stone. The stone there is like.
Let me see. Let me see.
No, come see.
Take now, take. Use video. She showed video. Look at the stone.
Wow.
Look at the pieces of glasses. Look at the pieces of glasses inside the vehicle. They finished the camera. Camera is gone. And camera is gone. My camera is gone. Yes. My camera is gone.
You see the lens. My camera don't go.
It's very disheartening when we see things like this. It's very, very disheartening. So it just says that breaking Rivers election, hoodlum attack, 9News Nigerian reporters break their camera, all the gadgets. Hoodlums are suspected to be loyal to Minister of Federal Capital Territory. Wike have attacked the 9News Nigerian reporters covering the election in Rivers State. Our correspondent Emmanuel Asiyunku and his driver were brutally attacked around 1:30 p.m. and their camera damaged by the talk said to be loyal to Wike while covering the ongoing Rivers State local government election. Speaking with 9News, Nigerian Southeast editor Wisdom Wedeni on phone, Mr. Asiyinku said the talks attacked them just few poles from Iguruta Divisional Police Station in Iguruta, Ikwere, local government area of Rivers State. According to him, we are running for our safety right now. They just attacked us with our camera completely damaged and some of our gadgets stolen by them. We need help, please, because our lives are no longer secured. He said as his phone switched off immediately, couldn't be reached again. Effort by 9News Nigeria to speak with Rivers Police Command proved abortive as at the time of filing this report. When you actually have this sort of situation on the ground, how do you then ensure that you actually have, a free and fair election take place? It's never going to be, this sort of thing shouldn't really be allowed to take place. It shouldn't be. And these are some of the pictures, that shows you can see the car window behind the gentleman of the camera that has been damaged. You can see that the lenses have been broken. I mean, these guys are doing their work, but as they say, so when you actually use force and violence to sort of make your point, what is that going to serve? What is that? And the irony of this whole thing is that it's just not one part of the shall I say of the party that has exclusive rights, or shall I say has the sole access to violence. So the other people too will do their own. So then what happens? At this stage in Nigeria, 64 years of independence, we're still having this. Wow, we have a long way to go. God will help us. So moving swiftly on, there's this story about Aisha Yusufu, the Reno Omokri, and I think it has something to do with the fact of there were some assertion that was actually made by uh, Reno Omokri. And let me just share this one very quickly. So Aisha is called Omokri a liar. He responds. Now, this thing is about some of the things Omokri have said and the way Aisha as Yusufu has responded. But one thing that I really do like about this whole thing, one thing that I really like is the way Reno Mokri has responded. In a very matured. He's not really coming across like, yeah, you called me a liar, I'm gonna call you this as well. He's not doing that. Just let's read what he actually said. Nigerian author Reno taken to social media account to respond to political activists. Aisha Yusufu after calling him a liar. According to a tweet by Aisha, she wrote, in the last 8 years, no bandit leader was killed. Who killed Shikawa? If one has to lie, do it with something that will take fact checking to disprove. Replying to the tweet, Omogri said, dear Aisha, thank you for your feedback. In case you're unaware, there are differences between terrorists, bandits, and criminals. Please allow me to draw your attention to the distinction among these terms according to the official Global Terrorism Index Handbook and the Oxford English Dictionary. A terrorist is an individual who uses violence and intimidation against civilians to achieve a political objective. Boko Haram, for example, is a terrorist organization, and Abubakar Shekau was a terror leader. A bandit is defined as a person whose occupation is organized theft, often in a group. They have no political motives. Their nefarious activities are purely for economic reasons. The cattle rustlers and community raiders currently plaguing the northern Nigeria are officially designated as bandits by the Global Terrorism Index. And bandits leaders, including Ali Kachala, Budari, Isiaku, Sani, Dangote, Modi, and Nagala, all of them were killed when Malam Nuhu Ribadu became the NSA. No bandit leader was killed under Buhari. Rather, General Buhari sanctioned that Gumi meet with them, which is true. Finally, criminals are defined as persons who opportunistically commit crimes, are not coordinated or form into bands. I do hope I have made the contrast among these three distinct groups clear. You may disagree with my political views, however, it is wrong to call me a liar. Please find attached the web address for the Institute of Economics and Peace, publishers of the annual Global Terrorism Index. It may help you understand these terms better. Economics and peace.org. If you fact check these definitions above and find that I have lied or misrepresented the truth, I vow to donate the sum of 20 million naira to a charity of your choice. If you ever need clarification on anything I have published, please do reach out to me and I will gladly make clarifications. Once again, I thank you for your feedback and pray that God may bless you and your family. Now, if you look at the way, this was um, Reno actually respond to this. I think it's the sort of way that would have loved politicians to actually engage. If you disagree with anyone, where you have name callings, what happened is that the narrative, the core message is lost because then all you're simply doing is just hauling insult. But I think rather in this case here has taken the, shall I say, he has actually he has become the bigger person in this case, where the way he has responded, you can see that he's not responding in kind, like saying, how dare you call me a liar, that kind of thing. It's not doing that, but he's mainly responding in a very matured, measured way, sort of, adding some points, putting some references to actually buttress his point, so this is something that I believe that Aisha Yusuf, I really like her. She's a lady with balls, if you know what I mean. She can say some things. She's fearless. She's very, she's quite outspoken. I believe that she will take it in good stead. At least, Reno is not coming out and, we're throwing, slanders or whatever at her again. So hopefully they're able to actually resolve all of this because I believe that they both have the same, they are all fighting towards the same objective, really. So, moving on to the next one. The next story is about this is more of trust. This is something that happened within friends. So this story is on Linda Ikeji. That's where I actually got this from. Let me just share this very quickly. You know, in this life, it's good to have friends. It's good to have friends. Good friends. It's good to have good friends. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, when you have friends, some people sort of make it like you have to be careful, honestly. It's good to be all nice and all, but when you are being nice, please, you know, make sure that your eyes are wide open, you know, like 100 what? Okay. And the reason for that is that because you do have people out there that all they care about is what they can get from you. That is the truth. All they're actually about is how would, you know, this thing end in my favor? How would I be able to get these things for myself? That's all they're thinking about. They don't care about anything, what you have to say, you know. So they are friends with you. Sometimes you have friends who are only there because of what they can get from you. This gentleman basically a couple of years back, like 2000 and I think he said something around 2006 or 2005, I'm not entirely sure. So he actually won the American lottery. So he has this guy staying with him. He was working at that time. He was working in IT, you know, information tech, and so he was the one feeding this friend. The friend was not working and everything. And then, so you can imagine when this guy actually won the American lottery, he felt his friend would need better because look, he's not working, he's doing nothing, he's working and he's looking after him. So because he's in a better place, so to speak, because he had a job, you know, he actually had a job, um he's working, so his lot was at least much better than his friend. So he now told his friend, look, you know what, I'm going to give you this opportunity, you travel. So when you get there, all I'm just asking for you to do is just, you know, pave the way for me, you know, sort me out, you know, once you are there. So obviously there's level of trust. The truth of the matter is that like most people, we make decisions based too much on emotions, you know, especially when you're talking about friendship. The thing is, most people do find out sometimes that some of the friends, some of the advice they will give you is from their own perspective. And when things go south, you know, like things going wrong, what happened is that you look back, you find out that you are the only one there. People can advise you to do some, you know, some very silly things, you know, based on their truth of the matter is that you'll be wondering why didn't they make that sort of same decision when they were in a similar situation. So anyway, so in relation to this, so the guy said, so he says man who gave up his US visa lottery. Slot to his friend revealed he paid him back. I think they have removed Nigeria from the list. It's funny because that's how I came to America. So Nigeria is not part of the. Okay, let me just say. A man has revealed that he gave up his US visa lottery spot for his jobless roommate. Yes, 2005, 2006. He said he was working and feeding the jobless friend. So when he had the chance to apply for the visa lottery, he decided to use his slot to book for his friend. He said his agreement with the friend was that if the slot wins and he travel, the friend will help him to migrate to. The slot won and his friend traveled. He said the friend has been in the United States of America since 2007 and totally ignored him despite efforts to reach him. He added that he eventually found the friend's wife and reached out to her, but she revealed that she has left the marriage because of how poorly her husband treated her. So the tweet was, this was the sort of I think, okay, this tweet is more of the guy making inquiries that what's happening and all that. So the guy said that was the last lottery I can't forget in my life. I remember using my slot I booked. His name is Daniel Alabi. Says I booked for a friend living with me then. He was jobless. That slot won. He's in USA since 2007 till date. He never looked back. Used first to 4 years to play me. So that means the guy was like, Nigeria. Okay, now I understand. So that was what we were saying. Nigeria no longer doing it. In kind of Nigeria is one of the countries that you can't really come in from. He did all of that. So he said all his details comes to my PO box, paid for him, fed him. I was working 9 to 5 then as an IT officer at Hydrotons at Papa Oshodi. Only assignment I gave this bro is to work on getting me across. I told him Nigeria won't get better. It pains, you know. And so they're asking, so you mean you didn't hear from him? He said, yes, the guy, his friend cut off all means of communication, saw the wife handle on Facebook, confronted her, but she gave him other story about him. I don't know that the guy is so wicked, that the guy is so wicked, like this screenshots. So the man's in America, the ex-wife said, don't read everything, but let me just make some pointers. So she basically just said that this guy beats me without any reason and his dad supported it. So I ran for my dear life. I would have called the cop on him, but I did not because I had it in mind that he did me a favor, bringing me to United States. So I choose not to. On the other hand, I ran for my life before he could kill me. I had 2 surgery as a result of that, but I lied to my doctors. He did. I mean, look, this guy is a shitbag. Pardon the language, so you could see beats the wife, assaults her, does all sort of things, so of course, said after 2 weeks he filed for divorce. We're divorced. So really, this guy is just, that's it, you know so, and that's why it's one of the key questions in life that maybe most of us don't realize is this: life is a summation of every decisions that we take. If we like, we can take emotional decisions, and one of the worst decisions that we do take is emotional decisions. There are business decisions and there are emotional decisions. Those emotional decisions, the truth about them is like, it's a bit like you are eating your seed. When you eat your seed, yeah, what will actually happen is that when the time of harvest comes, there will be nothing. There will be nothing. Smart people have made the right decision, that they're very smart, they are very aware of their investments. They do not just trust anyone. I can speak for myself. It's one of the things I have been through, where the people that you actually trust in investment, they actually come around, and what do? They will swindle you. All they see you, they just see you as mumu. You are doing friendship in the name of friendship. I'm not talking of in terms of a romantic relationship. No, in terms of, this is your guy, you trusted him, gave you some advice and all that. Then turns out that the guy just basically and then, so that is why that, whenever we're making decision, we should never ever fall for that. We shouldn't allow ourselves to fall into that way of making decision, based on emotion. This guy should have sorted himself out first. I believe in Christian, even in Christendom, you see, Christians are the worst people. We Christian, we are the worst people to make this sort of decision, because we are Christian. We make emotional Christian decision. That is not how God meant it. When your leg is not standing well, the truth of the matter is that your legs need to be firmly on the ground before you can carry somebody. Yes, they might say some things, the bit that you can do. I'm not saying that you just ignore them and just that you are a hard-nosed business person. No. All I'm actually trying to say is that when you're making those decisions, you need to ensure that you're making those decisions based on the fact of, where you are. You see, because imagine a farmer actually going to the farm, okay? He's going to sow, he has seed, is in his hand. Then he meets his friend that says, I'm not eating for 1 week. I'm dying. I'm going to, things are happening. It looks like if I'm dying, I need to. Then, so the guy, out of what? Emotional action, carry that seed. Now said, okay, my friend, I don't want you to die. Here is, okay, you can eat. Poverty. And hunger. We beat that guy, the farmer, and that is friend. But what he has actually done is that he has essentially taken what is actually meant for what is actually meant investment. He has eaten it. A lot of people make decisions like that. A lot of people, you can abuse some people and say that the guy is very hard. He doesn't do this. But go and look at people that have gone down that road. They are doing quite well financially. This guy, yes, he was working. He had the opportunity to travel. He should have, if he had traveled, I know that guy would have helped that that his homeless friend that was staying with him. He would have this guy. It was the other way around. If he had decided to go, he would have helped his friend. That is what he should have done. But he was doing emotional. He was doing emotional this in itself. No, you look out for yourself, help other people, but don't help to the point whereby you yourself you get crippled. Because in this life, like Proverbs said, he said, "The rich has many friends." If you don't have anything, a lot of people, you need to understand that if you don't have many friends, go and check. Is that maybe you don't really have that too much money? It's only a few people that you will have that who will stand by you, whether you have money or not. They are exceptions. They are not the norm. You are better have money. I'm not saying that you should be a multimillionaire where you don't have compassion. Have money, have compassion. It will save you a lot of headache. It will save you a lot of headache. When you make emotional decision, you'll be hanged out to dry. Let me tell you that. 2024 is coming to an end. A lot of people, you need to start putting things in place. Start writing your vision. And you know what? Have laser focus on your dreams. Don't look at other people's vision. Look at your own vision and go for it. Do what you have to do. You don't have to go and join cult or anything or whatever it is that you want to join. And then all you need to focus on is on God and prayer. That's all. I'm very passionate about this because it is something that I've seen it happen, and I've been through it myself. I can tell you that. Thank God for strength. When you make decision, you are being nice. When you look back, by the time comes for you that you need help, you won't see anybody. There are people that have been there for and things. When I needed help, I didn't see anybody. Only the few. In fact, those that actually helped turned out to be people that I've never done anything for. Those were the people that stood. So I'm just saying that sometimes when you make the right decision, it will save you a lot of prayer. Seriously, it will save you a lot of prayer. Focus. Make sure that first of all, you are number one. You are the one that is there. You'll be able to help better because sometimes some of the people that we help, they can't. If it was the other way, they will never help. Even if they can help, they won't. So it's always better to be okay, than help, within measures. Yoruba people say things like "ori oniwon." If you're making decision based on friendship, wow, the Bible says that like one of my pastors used to say so that you will not be the most miserable of all men. Thank God. You see, once you have your health, you have the grace and the mercy of God. There's nothing you can do. That is all. It's no retreat, no surrender. The people that put their hearts in God, seek first the kingdom, they do mighty, they do great and mighty things. They do great and glorious exploits. Because that is all that matters. So I think that's on that line, we can really change. We can really, move on swiftly. Just ensure that you are making the right decisions. That is all. No emotional decision. Because when the chips are down, it is you. You will be responsible. They will ask you, what have you done? What did you do? When your leg never stands, what are you doing? Your leg never stands. You are carrying people. You are making emotional decision. It's like some people that actually they are doing party weddings and all. Because you are building your dream, your vision. Yeah, of course, enjoy yourself. Go, But when you're not really there, you want to be doing Ashwebi, you have better leader because whether you buy or not, that I want people to look at me so that they can know that me too, we are there. And you know that you are faking it. You are doing fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. When fake it till you make it actually comes on you. You hear when whatever you have, trust in God. Be focused on your vision. Invest in your vision. It's never too late. No retreat, no surrender. If you are that kind of person that cares about what people think, man, you are setting yourself up. Because those are the people that will always do things continually so that people will not be offended. So they will say that, so they too, they can see me now. We use the Yoruba word like Motogbe. What sort of Motogbe rubbish is that? So that let them see me. They think that they will not even remember what you were wearing. Once you are there, hey, everybody is dancing. Hey, K1, Abi. By the time you are K1 will have K them, then nobody remembers anything. No matter what it is that you said you are doing there. Nobody. Then somebody comes around and start talking story about see how my friend. I'm sorry, that gentleman there, I have some empathy for him, but he's a very foolish guy. He's a very foolish guy. Anyway, so moving swiftly. Yep. Okay, the next story that I got is quite an interesting one. Yes, this one is my guy, Mr. Kobi Kobana. Love him or hate this guy. Okay. I know that the guy didn't say he's a Christian, but there are some things that I've come to understand about some people when they've had hard balls, they've done some things. As long as they don't do anything crazy. And I know that this guy is constantly looking for investment and things to do. Other than that, I think that's where if I share any admiration for this guy, I think that's where it stops and ends. So every other thing in his personal life, it's not my liking and personalness. The story I'm sharing about is about it's not so much about him, it's about the Lagos State Security Task Force seized plate numbers of 28 cars parked illegally in front of Cubana nightclub. The Lagos State Security Task Force on Friday night, October 4th, seized the plate numbers of 28 cars parked illegally in front of Cubana nightclub. The Lagos State Commissioner for Waters and Environment, Tokunbo Wahab, who disclosed this on X, said the owners of the cars will be charged to court. He wrote, the Lagos State Environmental Security Task Force team today at about 0100 hours, 1 a.m. carried out a night enforcement operation during which number plates of vehicles parked illegally in front of Cubana nightclub, obstructing the free flow of traffic along Sobo Arobiodu Road, G9ija, were untied and confiscated accordingly. 28 plate numbers of vehicle caught violating the Lagos State traffic regulations at the locations were all removed. Owners of the offending vehicle to be charged to court. The first question I want to ask is that, look, nighttime, why are they doing this in the night? That's the first thing I just want to say, in the nighttime. So that means there is hardly any traffic, because I feel that the law should be applied, in terms of, there is the letter of the law and then the spirit of the law. The spirit of the law should be applied here. We all know that in the nighttime, there are not that much traffic. There are not that much. I won't say more than that. And at the same time, is it actually legal to sort of, just snap the pictures? Okay, take a picture, video evidence. Because look, we're now in a digital world. So why now unscrew their plate number? It's just not right. I don't think it's right. It's not even a matter of that. I don't think it's right. Is the essence of that? The punishment should fit the crime. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter, whatever time, as long as there's instruction that says 24 hours no parking. But one, so anybody that contravenes that, okay, whether there is traffic or not is irrelevant. So the truth of the matter is that when you've actually done this and you've captured, I'm not trying to compare with any other country. I'm just saying that that's all they needed to do. Why take out their plate number? Why? There's no need to do that. Once you have the evidence, do you have the video evidence? That's it. Then charge them to court. But to take their other plate or to take out the plate number, absolutely, that is just not right. That is like, come on, we don't need that. This is some of the things that do happen in Nigeria that we need to stop. I call it overreach. If there's been a traffic violation, whether it's parking or maybe what's it called, the red light contravention or anything like that, we do the needful. Obviously, you charged. But in this case here, to take out the plate number, It's not right. It's not right. Mm-mm. It's not right. It shouldn't be. I think I have a video here, so let's take a quick look. I'm just trying to enlarge this so everyone can see this. Wow. I know this area around the Isaac John in Lagos. Wow.
They don't share and give them
They could just, issue them tickets, then fine, then charge them. I don't even think it's not a court thing now. It's not a court thing. I think it becomes a court thing. I mean, look at that. Removing the plate numbers. It's not right. They don't have to remove the plate numbers. They don't have to. Wow. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that. Lagos is too big for us to be allowing this sort of thing to happen. If there's contravention, yes, they should be dealt with. But taking out plates and things, what next? Removing tires. We don't need to, honestly. There's a lot of good policy that Lagos State is trying to, but the execution are sort of, kind of being overreached.
for you. Hello.
Do I think that some of our people can be, very stubborn and very, yes, I agree. But that does not mean that, look, Nigeria has a lot of issues. So if people are, going out and they're just going to, go out and do whatever, should they actually allow people to actually, I mean, why would you? They don't need to do that. There's no need at all. There's no need to do that. So I think what I actually want to share next is let's just look at some of the comments. Someone said they shall one round this Cubana chief priest out of town. Somebody said, good, this of no plan. I have to start somewhere. So and someone said, if it is not noise pollution, it is constituted a nuisance to road users. Okay, so remember some mosques, they usually block roads illegally every Friday. Somebody said, isn't it illegal to tamper with another's property? That's my stand as well. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do what they are doing, but not remove, numbers. Come on. That is just, that is not right. Nigeria, my country, please, where is it in the law to see split number as a punishment? Next, they may start removing side mirrors. I won't read more than that. What's night enforcement? Was it causing traffic jam? We have misplaced priorities as a government. We descend with the tense economic condition. You still don't want people to find a way of relaxation without having to beat down their throats. Shame on you people. Your seat soon will find you out. Somebody said Nigerians too they misbehave. Then another said destroy, seize, tax, harass, fine. Allow the streets and major roads to be occupied with task force. Agberos to stop every car with goods. When will we see tangible government intervention apart from sharing bread in Lagos Island? Very soon, Lagos will go broke as only allocation and foreign loads cannot sustain Lagos. See the decline in real estate is already biting. So people still have money to go to club. I said, wow, this of these resources. Lagos State Wahab Tokunbo today show himself. Allow men to do their thing. You just want tax every parking space. Officials acting like thugs even when in the right. How is this legal? All they need to do is take pictures that they can used to prove the case in court. This is plain stealing. That's exactly what this Joe guy is saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes, the government actually have every right to enforce the law. You know, like we said, once there's a contravention, they have every right to sort of things. And he said, somebody said, "What about Muslims that pray at night?" I don't know about that one. Then somebody said, "What about the governor's convoy and VIP?" So when we do things decently and in order, honestly, we will enjoy Nigeria. But the moment we had, all sort of drama, and I just think this is just an overreach. Honestly, this is just over. This is just over. This is just overboard. We don't need that. We don't need that. And I sincerely believe that the governor himself, I mean, he comes out now, he travels everywhere, and he knows some of these things that happen. But I'm not sure that this sort of thing, I'm not sure he's aware. Because I don't think I would believe for somebody that is well traveled, we actually see where they are moving. I think there's where, I'm not even talking of the Western world, in any normal society, where they say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start removing, people's plate numbers. So that is just my issue with all of this. They didn't need to do that. They didn't need to do that. Why are they carrying guns? Why are they carrying guns? All you have to do is take their pictures, take their videos, evidence, and that's it. Send them, fine. That's all you need to do. You don't even need to. It's only those that wants to take it to court, that wants to challenge it. There's a process that you actually go through to be able to do that. Don't we have that? Why is it that straight we'll see you in court? See you in court for parking. Anyway, so that's Nigeria for you. Nigeria is not for the weak-minded. So now the last but not the least, 180 stranded Nigerians. Let me share this story. Let me share this one. These are some of the things we're talking about, that when things are really tough in the country, that you see people going anywhere, traveling anywhere through the desert. Some will travel on camels back. They will do all sorts of things. Then they take advantage of Nigeria, because Nigerians are just looking for just a decent, level of living, just a decent standard of living. That's all they're looking for. Nothing exceptional, just something that it. But then, like we saw in the other story there now, these are people, okay, all those people that are there, they have cars, they went somewhere and they are doing what? Making life overly hard for people. Necessarily. That's the truth. And for those who are saying, oh yes, they should deal with them, it's because you will find the day yourself you obey the law, and then they will come for you in a way that you didn't realize. You would think you've not done anything, and they will just bring up one obscure, what would you do? So on this story here, it says that 180 stranded Nigerian returned from Libya. Yesterday, when we actually had on our commentary, what happened was that there were women in Mali who are in prison, and Abike Dabri, I think she's actually the chairman of I've forgotten which body it is, but that looks after Nigeria in diaspora's interest. She was literally asking, influencer bloggers and all that, to please appeal to Nigerians, don't go to all these places, that Nigerians go to even countries where that Nigeria is even better. So it's going from frying pan inside fire. And you saw some of these women were in prison in Mali. The video was there, and and they were talking about, please, we have been here for a long time. Some have been there 2 years, 4 years. Some will even say they've been there for over 10 years. I'm not too sure. I think that must have been. I wouldn't want to believe that 10 years. But what she said, what the Abike Dabiri said, that was quite interesting, is that it said some of those people in that video, they were repatriated earlier back to Nigeria. And guess what they did? They went back again. They went back again. So the Lagos Territorial Office of the National Emergency Management, NEMA, says it has received 180 Nigerians repatriated from Libya. In a post shared on X on Thursday, October 3rd, the agency said the returnees include 67 females, 55 males, 42 children, and 16 infants. NEMA said the returning salary at the Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, at 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Continuation of voluntary evacuation of Nigerian nationals from Libya, facilitated by International Organization for Migration, the NEMA Lagos Territorial Office, and other stakeholders received a batch of 180 returnees on Wednesday, 2nd October 2024. The post reads. The returnees are about 7:30 hours aboard charter flights. Albrecht Airline will retrieve 5 ADMG with 180 returnees on board. They comprise 67 adult, 55 adult males, 24 female children, 18 male children, and 16 infants. Wow. The returnees were taken through biometric profiling by Nigerian Immigration Service, while other material supports were provided by other agencies of government. This was to ensure that they were well received and had basic items to meet immediate needs. Look, Nigeria is whatever you are saying, but it can be better. Fine, I mean, look at it there. They're bringing them back. They are making efforts. Things are not perfect. I believe that if we make concerted efforts in that country, things will work. But when everybody is saying, Nigeria is a zoo, Nigeria is, of course, I know that it's things are not there, true. But then when we all walk away from it, then who's going to do it? That is the key thing. And you have to understand, like some of these people, they've been repatriated earlier. They went back again to a place. In fact, what she was saying, that they keep going to countries that Nigeria is even better off. That why did you go to a country where the things there are not working? Where that any country that makes Nigeria look like El Dorado, you can just imagine what the state of that country will be. Yet our people go there, and like I said, I've met people who they've asked to come there, that there's big money and stuff, and they've ended up using them as slaves, as sex slaves, all sorts, all manners of degradation. They are actually, the men and women are actually put through. It's really heart-wrenching. If you actually look at the video yesterday, these are grown women in Mali prison. If we can say it is not that bad, is that when you see them, apart from being behind it, they look well, they look like they are being well looked after. A lady that was there, that she said she's been there for like 4 years. And I was really amazed because she actually looked big, So I'm thinking, how did she get to be that, behind prison? If it is Niger prison, she won't look like that. I can assure you, 4 years in that. Well, that is it, folks. Just want to say this is where we actually call it a day, and just want to thank everyone for actually popping over. So I remain, Olatunde. So we'll be back again same time tomorrow. Thank you very much. Love you guys. Have a great weekend, and God bless. Good night.